Bonjour and welcome back to my channel. Claude here. Thank you for joining me for your April tarot reading. This is going to be a reading for the people born under the Hierophant card and the Temperance card. And if you do not know what your tarot birth card is, there is a link in the description box below to the instructional video so you can work it out. For this reading, I'm going to be using the Book of Shadows, an Alchemist story by Andrea Aste. I have reviewed this gorgeous deck on my channel about a couple of weeks ago, and there'll be a link to the review in the description box below too. Now, as always for the monthly spread, I have split my deck into 3 piles. We have the Major Arcana here for the energy for the month. Here we have the court cards, which is how you are advised to show up to maximize the energy, and the Minor Arcana to delve into your message. So if you would like to connect to the energy of this reading, now's the time to take a couple of deep breaths whilst I shuffle my cards. So what is the main energy for my Aquarians born under the Hierophant card and the Temperance card for the month of April, please? Okay, it came out. I didn't even need to cut the deck. Your energy is Temperance, which is funny because it is the energy for those of you born under the Temperance card. So obviously it's going to be doubly potent for you. I will delve into what it means in a minute. And what court cards are they advised to embody, please, to maximize this energy? And you're advised to embody the energy of the Knight of Wands. It's really strange. I was feeling the energy of the Wand court card coming in. That's very interesting. Anyway, all right, let's delve into your message. What do my Aquarians need to hear for their highest good for the month of April, please? I'm getting the message very clearly that you're going to need to be creative this month. I need to get it out because it's been in my head. I'm getting the alchemy side of the Temperance card way more than anything else. I will tell you more about it in a minute. We begin with the Ten of Swords, then the Two of Cups, and the Six of Cups. Three of Swords, Seven of Wands, and the Stair of Lost Steps. This is an extra card created by Andrea. I will tell you what it means in a minute. Bottom of the deck, which is the energy underlying that you may or may not be aware of, we have the Nine of Coins, which is a beautiful energy. So let's start with this Temperance card. Now, I got the energy of it, of the alchemy. Now, you know there are layers to the cards, and the Temperance cards obviously means being temperate, so no excesses, everything in moderation, and being patient. That's the essence of the card. But it is also a card of alchemy, of mixing two things to get a third element. That's where I'm getting this vibe of needing to be creative and explore things, and things that excite you. Not being conventional. Now's not the time to be conventional is really the energy that I'm getting from the cards very strongly for some reason. Now's the time to be passionate. Yeah, that's the message here. And we have the Knight of Wands as the court card for you for this month. Now, remember, this is nothing to do with the gender of the character, it's to do with the energy. Now the Knights, I personally love the energy of the Knights because they represent things moving forwards, taking action, it's movement, and Wands is fire energy, so it's passion, it's you know, your drive, your spirit, your willpower. So the Knight of Wands is somebody who's going to give 200% to something, and if this is something that took their fancy, that they want. This is somebody who's very passionate. That's the most passionate of all the Knights. This is fast energy because this is fire. And you know, on the shadow side, there is an aspect of not really thinking about consequences, but because this is the card that you are advised to embody, this is really a card that's telling you to go for it, you know, really go after what you want, whether this is a relationship, whether this is a change of career, whether this is a change of location, whether you want to I don't know, stop working and go to university and start learning something. You know, it depends on obviously your circumstances, but that's what the energy of this card is. And the underlying energy of the whole thing is the Nine of Coins. Now the Nine of Coins is beautiful because 9 is achievement, and the coins represents the physical realm, the earth energy. They represent everything to do with your daily life. So it could be to do with, as I said, your career, it could be your home, it could be where you live, it could be your education, developing your skills, a business, your assets. And the Nine of Coins is a beautiful card of working hard, diligently and patiently, and getting the reward. Okay, this is an abundant card. It talks about prosperity, abundance, having plenty for yourself and so much that you can give to others, whether we're talking about financial resources or even maybe your time, you know, because you can support people, or even for some of you using your name. That's a special message out there, using your name to support someone because your name has weight in the field for this person. Okay, that's just for someone out there. But the nine of coins is a beautiful energy also of self-confidence, because you can stand on your own 2 feet, you don't need anyone, you've done it on your own, you understand the value of hard work, and you got there through your effort, your own sweat and tears, which I believe is the best energy to be in, to be honest. This is probably my favorite minor arcana. So yeah. So there's been, or there will be, depending on whether it's just happened or about to happen, there is the end of a cycle somewhere, because we have a 10 here. So we have a 10 and a 3. Now I like this combination because the 10 represents the end of a cycle for something, and the 3 represents growth. So it's the growth that comes through ending something. Because we're dealing with the swords energy, we are dealing with the mental body. So it's to do with your thoughts, your knowledge, your experience, how you view the world, you know, your thought process, and truths and communication. Now to me the 10 of Swords is the culmination of the sword suits. So this is acceptance. You know, if we go through all of the different stages in our heads when we think about something, if we are analyzing something or we're contemplating a relationship or our career, we go through different stages. You know, we go through the being indecisive to making a decision, having a breakthrough, then having doubts, then being challenged, then growing stronger through the challenge because we overcome it, and then we start being anxious because we're all up in our head, and then we release it. That's pretty much how I see the sword suits. So when we get to the 10 of Swords, this is what brings you the relief. This is being an acceptance of what is, what needed to finish, or even accepting somebody's point of view, you know, like you could not understand what this person who matters to you would think this way, but now you do. And so you're at peace, and it's like the weight is lifted off your shoulder. Again, that's a message for someone out there. It could be coming to terms with the fact that your career doesn't fulfill you emotionally anymore. And this is coming from a mental breakthrough. The 3 of Swords is a mental breakthrough. Now, the swords, they can cut and they can pierce, okay? So it can be a painful process. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. But it is growth. It's mental growth. It's having that moment where you go, do you know what, actually, I see this, I see why it happened. I'm not in the 2 of Swords energy anymore where I was guarding myself and refusing to make the decision or refusing to accept whatever was or is, and I'm freeing myself from this. You know, I have had that breakthrough, and I see it, and then you see the sun rising at the back of the card. And then we have this 2 of Cups energy and 7 of Wands energy. Now the 2 of Cups, 2s represents duality, just generally speaking, polarity, crossroads and partnership, because here with the Cups we're talking about the emotional realm. So this could be to do with your feelings and your emotions and your intuition. Now, the Two of Cups may represent a very significant partnership in your life. So it could be romantic, but it could be a friendship, it could be a significant partnership in business, but it could also represent the partnership you have between your conscious self, your higher self. And it could be you getting in line with what your higher self wants, for instance. So obviously take what resonates, because it will depend on why you're here. I see this mostly as you finally lining up with what your higher self wants you to do, where it wants you to go, your life path. And we have this Seven of Wands here. Now the seven as a number is a difficult energy, because it's an energy of evaluation. This is what pushes us to move forward. We look at something, we take stock of what's happened, and then we decide what our next move is going to be. And generally speaking, it brings about a certain level of confidence, because you've learned from the experience. Now, Wands energy being fire energy, as I've explained with the Knight of Wands, this is a card of standing your ground. It represents defending a relationship, if this is a significant partnership, or defending your beliefs, or a stance that you took, a decision you made, for instance, aligning with your higher self and letting something go, having this mental breakthrough and realizing, what, this doesn't work for me anymore, and I'm going to release it, and now I'm in alignment with myself, and I'm going to defend it, because this is what I need to do. It may well be that you are defending a relationship as well. You may have had to end something in order to embrace a relationship. You may, for some of you, maybe you've had problems with your family, not accepting your other half. That's for someone out there. But you had, and this has been painful, but you've decided, no, that's the relationship is very important to me, and I'm going to stand my ground and go with, what it is that's good for me, because I know what's good for me. So that's a message for someone out there. And after this, we have the Six of Cups and the Stair of Lost Steps. Now, let me explain the Stair of Lost Steps to you, because that's one of the 2 extra cards that Andrea created for this deck. And the stairs is asking you to look at a situation from a different angle. Think about the amount of possibilities, because when you look at something from a different point of view, you see different possibilities. And the trick being to understand that actually, even if you look in the card, there is absolutely no labyrinth, right? So this is about looking at it from a different angle. And we have this Six of Cups here. Now, the Six is a card of harmony. It's a very pleasant card when it comes to the cups, because it's talking about pleasant times ahead, emotionally pleasant times ahead. So, for some of you, this is indicating that, once you are in alignment with your higher self, you're going to have some pleasant times ahead. You just need to look at it from a different angle. I did say to you with this Temperance card, the need to marry 2 things to get a third product, something completely original and being creative. And so there may be this going on as well. If we're talking about defending a relationship, a partnership, and so on and so forth, this is just saying that this is a safe relationship. The Six of Cups is a very beautiful card of, being in a safe, happy place where you can see, there's giving and taking. There really is nothing bad about the Six of Cups. It's a beautiful card to end your reading on, really, because it talks about pleasant times, after this Ten of Swords and the Three of Swords. You can see the progression here that is saying to you, if you embrace what you truly want, what you feel passionate about as the Knight of Wands, and you release something, yes, it will be uncomfortable, but you're going to feel so much better once you've released what, and you will know what I'm talking about. You will know what it is you need to release, because it will be something that's weighing you down. And if you release it, then you will have either alignment with your true path, or that beautiful relationship that, will be worth fighting for, and happy times will come your way. But you do need to look at it from a different angle, because it may be right under your nose and you may not be aware of it, because the Six of Cups can also be somebody you've known for a long time, and you've not realized that they could be an ally, for instance, in a situation, or they could be your soulmate. You've known them forever and you never realized until you look at it from a different angle. So yeah, that's pretty much the message I'm getting. I'm gonna grab a final message for you to end this reading. So can you give us a final message to close out this reading, please? This card right here. The Two of Swords, indecision. So the guard is up. It's funny, I was mentioning that card when I was telling you, freeing yourself from now. This is really where you're at right now at the beginning of the month. This is showing me that your guard is up, that mentally you're not ready to make that decision. I also see it being linked to this stair of lost steps, not being able to look at things from a different point of view and having to free yourself from this. Bearing in mind, you have this Nine of Coins here, which is a beautiful energy of prosperity and abundance, which doesn't have to be necessarily financial, just so we're clear, it can also be emotionally and spiritually. This is the necessity to free yourself from this, to really drop your guard. Let me grab this. And then we have the Mirror in the Mirror, which is the second card that Andrea created, which is saying that in your head you've created some kind of illusions, like when you see the reflection of a reflection, it's confusing and you're not seeing things for what they are. There is a need to detach yourself from this, to take a break and maybe even meditate, because this would be very, very helpful for you. And I'm gonna tell you, because I just seen the bottom of the deck, and you have the Four of Swords, which is the card of taking a step back in order to gain mental stability and to reflect and find the right course of action. So it's really interesting reading. I can see that this is all hinging on releasing something, which is not easy for you, because I can see your guard is up. I can see that you're kind of lost in a maze in your own head. But if you do go through the process, it will bring you this Nine of Coins, but you need to be fearless. The Knight of Wands goes for it, is fueled by their passion, and they move forward. And there is happy times coming your way, but you do have to free yourself from this mental energy. So I hope you found this message helpful. If you did, do let me know in the comment box below. I'd love to hear from you. As always, I thank you for your time. It's your most precious commodity. I am truly grateful you chose to spend it with me. I wish you a wonderful month, and I will see you again very soon. Until next time, au revoir.